Good day, everyone. Now we will discuss the properties of operations on the sets of integers. So ano-ano nga ba yung mga properties ng operations on the sets of integers? Let's start with commutative property. So ang commutative property, we have the commutative property of addition. So in here, the order of the addends does not affect the sum. Ang pagkakalagay or yung order o position ng addends natin ay hindi naaapektuhan yung sum natin. Ano ba yung addends? Yun yung mga number or expression na pinag-a-add natin. Ang tawag doon ay addends. So we have a plus b is equal to b plus a. Pareho lang daw si a plus b saka si b plus a. Ano daw yung maging sagot dito, ay yun din ang magiging sagot dito. So the order, magkaiba man or magkabaliktad man, hindi na naaapektuhan yung sum. We have 4 plus negative 5 ay katulad lang din or equal to negative 5 plus 4. You can see that yung yung addends natin ay nagkabaliktad. So solving this, we have negative 1 and solving this, we also have negative 1. Meaning, hindi nag-iba yung sum although we change the position or the order of our addends. We also have negative 5 plus negative 7 is equal to negative 7 plus negative 5. Ganun din, parehas lang yung sum nila. Okay, that's commutative property of addition. We also have the commutative property of multiplication. Parang sa addition, ganun lang din, ang pinagkaiba lang, ang tawag dito ay factors. Kasi the order of the factors does not affect the product. Ang factors, yung mga expression or number na pinag-multiply. Again, yung mga expression or number na pinag-multiply, ang tawag dun ay factors. So yung pagkakalagay or yung order niya, hindi niya maaapektuhan yung product. Okay, tingnan natin. A times B is equal to B times A. Magkapareho lang sila. Magkaiba man sila ng position or ng order, pareho lang sila. Tingnan natin. So we have 4 times negative 5 is equal to negative 5 times 4. You can see, nagkabaliktad sila, nagkapalit ng pwesto. But, yung product natin hindi naapektuhan. Ang sagot niya ay negative 20 pa rin. Meaning, commutative property of multiplication states that the order of factors does not affect the product. Ano pa? We have negative 5 times negative 7 also equal to negative 7 times negative 5. So we have 35. Hindi na bago yung product niya. So that's commutative property of multiplication. Next one. May tanong muna pala dito. Is subtraction of integers also commutative? Is division of integers also commutative? Okay, hindi po. Kasi kapag commutative, nagbabago yung position. Ay sa subtraction, for example, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Pero kapag nagbago ang position, 1 minus 2, magiging negative 1 na. Meaning na bago yung sum, hindi po siya pwede. Sa division, ganun din. 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. 1 divided by 2, nagkapalit ng position, is equal to 1/2. So, hindi sila commutative. We also have the associative property. Associative property of addition. In addition, the associative property, the grouping of the addends does not affect the sum. Again, ang addends natin yung pinag-a-add. So yung grouping nila, yung pagkaka-group nila, hindi rin sila makaka-apekto sa sum natin. Tingnan natin. The quantity A plus B plus C is equal to A plus the quantity B plus C. As you can see, the first group is A plus B. And dun sa kabila, naging B plus C. Hindi daw riyan makaka-apekto sa sum. Tingnan natin. 4 plus 3 plus negative 5. Ang una nakagrupo is 4 plus 3. And then is equal to 4 plus the quantity 3 plus negative 5. As you can see, nabago yung kagrupo ni 3. Kanina si 4 at 3, ngayon si 3 at negative 5. Now, solving this, 7, 4 plus 3, 7 plus negative 5 is equal to 4 plus 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2. Our answer is still 2. Hindi na bago yung answer natin. Sa associative property, magkabago-bago man ang ating groupings of the addends. We also have the associative property of multiplication. The grouping of the factors does not affect the product. Magkabago-bago man yung groupings ng factor, again, yung factors natin ay tinatawag na factors yung mga pinag-multiply. Okay po. So yung grupo nila, kapag naggrupo-grupo sila, hindi rin siya makaka-apekto sa product natin. Tingnan natin. The quantity A times B is equal times C is equal to A times the quantity BC. As you can see, una magkagrupo si AB, then nalipat kay BC. Tingnan natin sa example, kung hindi nga niya maapektuhan yung product natin. So we have 4 times 3 times negative 5. Una magkagrupo si 4 and 3. We also have is equal to 4 times the quantity 3 times negative 5. Napalitan yung grupo. But solving this, we have 12, 4 times 3, 12 times negative 5, we have 4, bring down, 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. And then solving this, we both have negative 60. And they are still the same. So the grouping of the factors does not affect the product. And that's associative property of multiplication. Okay po. Now, is the subtraction of integers also associative? Pwede ba maggrupo-grupo tapos minus-minus? Sa division ba? Pwede kaya maggrupo-grupo and then divide-divide? Okay, so hindi rin po sila associative. So lahat ng commutative pwede maging associative. Okay? We also have the third property, distributive property. If A, B, and C are integers, then A times the quantity B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. When we say distributive property, we distribute those variable or constant or expression from the outside of the parentheses going to the terms inside the parentheses. We have this A distributed to B and to C. Okay, so we have AB plus AC. Let's try this one. We have 2 times the quantity 3 plus negative 4. Yung number na nasa labas ng parentheses or ng grouping symbol is 2. So, i-distribute natin siya. Okay, tandaan natin, magdi-distribute lang tayo kapag eksaktong katabi mismo. Saktong-sakto katabi mismo nung parentheses or ng grouping symbol. Pero kapag meron dito na other operation, hindi natin siya i-distribute. So, dito, dahil magkatabi siya mismo, i-distribute natin. Distribute 2 to 3, 2 times 3. 2 to negative 4, 2 times negative 4. Solving this, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And then adding this, katulad nito, hindi natin siya distribute kasi nga may operation. So we have 6 plus negative 8, we have negative 2. And that's distributive property of over multiplication. Okay? So we also have the identity property. Identity property of addition, we have 0 as the identity element. Again, the identity element for addition of identity property, we have 0. Identity element in identity property of addition. While in multiplication, the identity element is 1. Sa addition, identity element 0. Sa multiplication, identity element is 1. Paano kaya nangyari yun? Tingnan natin. So, identity property of addition, our identity element is 0. So, 8 plus 0 is equal to 8. 0 plus negative 12 is equal to negative 12. How could it be? So, identity property meaning, kapag nag-add tayo ng identity element which is 0, still ganun pa rin yung identity niya. Okay? Ano man ang gawin natin, mag-add tayo ng 0 sa kahit anumang number, ang identity nun ay yun pa rin number na yun. Same goes with identity property of multiplication. We have the identity element which is 1. Anumang number ang i-multiply natin kay 1, the answer or the identity of the number will be the same. Okay, 6 times 1 is 6. 1 times negative 25 is negative 25. So, kahit anong number pa yan, i-multiply mo sa 1, yun pa rin na magiging sagot. Because this is identity property. Okay? We also have the inverse property. Inverse property of addition, the sum of opposites is always 0. Pag magkaiba ang sign pero iisa ang number, ang sum niya ay palaging 0. Identity property of multiplication. The product of reciprocals is always equal to 1. Two numbers are reciprocals if their product is equal to 1. Okay, tingnan natin. Inverse property of addition, 8 plus negative 8 is equal to 0. 12 plus negative 12 is equal to 0. As you can see, two opposites. Magkabaliktad. 8 and negative 8. Positive and negative 8. Pag pinag-add natin sila, our answer will always be 0. So we have the inverse property of multiplication. 6 times 1, 6 is equal to 1. Negative 25 times 1 over 25 is equal to negative 1. As you can see, 6, di ba ang lahat ng whole number, ang denominator nila ay automatic 1. Kasi 6 divided by 1 is 6. Lahat ng whole number, automatic, ang kanilang denominator is 1. So kapag ginamitan natin sila ng reciprocal, magiging 1 over 6. So if 14, 1 over 14. 24, 1 over 24. So lahat ng reciprocal nila is 1 over itself. So inverse property of multiplication, para malaman yun, kailangan kapag pinag-multiply natin yung reciprocals, ay 1 ang sagot. So as you can see, 6 times 1, 6 is equal to 1. So that's inverse property of addition and multiplication. So we have commutative, associative, distributive, identity, and inverse property sa ating operations on integers. Now, you can have a review of these things and try to analyze it clearly, so you can have the basic foundation and the fundamental of integers na kailangan yung gamitin sa mga susunod nyo pang year 11. So you can also watch again the videos about the operations on integers and the absolute value para mas ma-determine mo paano nga ba, paano mag-add, mag-subtract, mag-multiply, and mag-divide, at paano natin makikita yung mga bagay na to. So with that, salamat and God bless everybody and galingan niyo palagi. Bye-bye!